We're live.
Nobody's gonna see this part.
No, they won't. No. It's a good thing I didn't have to see your nipples again.
Right. Wait, what?
Huh? At least you don't have big toe thumbs.
Oh, I know, right? That's the only thing I don't like about Megan Fox, besides the fact that she's not in my bed right now. She's got toe thumbs. They're creepy.
Creepy. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Did you hear it?
I heard a motorcycle.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. I missed it. Oh, man.
Almost.
Okay,
so who do we got? Are these people in chat right now?
I think so. It says there's 2 people watching. Do we count?
Oh. Moto Choco TV. What's
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, he cheated me.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not.
No, I think it's
Is it trademark?
it could be.
Oh, sorry, Derek. Sorry.
Sorry. And his buddy, what's his name? He cheats too.
Who?
Yeah. His friend. Oh God, I can't remember his friend. Anyways.
Who? Arson?
Yeah, Arson. She is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dan's done it.
You've done it now. On camera.
I have done it.
Yeah.
I've done it a bunch of times.
Oh, Monica's cheap. Oh, Monica, what's going on? Haven't seen you in forever.
Ooh, Monica.
Monica.
I always like that name, Monica.
I know.
It's very, very good name.
Oh, is the NASCAR coming through too loud?
And then Motocron's here too. I kind of hear it, but it just shows that you've got stuff going on.
I've got stuff going on, man. I got more stuff going on than I know about. I'm a thumbs up.
I'm gonna look less like a nerd.
Here we go.
Because I know I'm wearing my Spock shirt right now, but take those glasses off.
Well, I think the glasses make you look sexy. You know what? You need a wig. If you had a wig.
I got one.
Uh-oh.
I got a mullet wig. It's in my garage because I used to own a Trans Am. With every Trans Am comes a free mullet.
Mullet. Why the Trans Ams kick ass?
Now I can't see. It was an 87 Trans Am GTA. Everyone thinks you died. Well, I'm glad you didn't.
I know. How are things going, Monica? Monica moved. She's living with a man now.
My heart's broken.
I know. Well, okay. We got Motocron in here. He thinks that I fell asleep, but no, we were just chit-chatting off the air. Guy stuff. We're talking about things.
Full bromo.
We went full bromo before we went on the air.
You're actually winning at life. I'm glad somebody is.
There you go.
We're not. We live on the internet.
No, at life I'm winning. On the internet, I'm dying.
Yeah, right. I die a little every day.
I die.
Let's put this back here.
We put. You know what? And since the reserves has had me on orders for so long, I don't know what it's like to have a goatee. I don't know what it's like to have a beard. I'm thinking I just need to go to one of those shops and buy myself a really cool beard.
No, I've got a toboggan that has the lumberjack beard knitted on it.
I wouldn't wear it tomorrow.
There's no point in wearing it if you're wearing a helmet.
Yeah, that's why I just want the little glue-on beard, so I can just wear it.
Right? Didn't work out so well. Too short. Wait, you're too short, or the bike was too short?
Monica's not too short. You're not too short, are you, Monica?
I wouldn't know. We just met.
You weren't too short. You can always lower a bike, though.
Mm-hmm. It's easy.
I think on average you can lower just suspension-wise. You can do close to about 2 inches.
Biggity.
You could take 2 inches off. I'd still have some left over.
least somebody will. Yeah, I'm a bachelor, so you're going to see me drinking out of the actual container.
Oh, the 2 liter.
Product placement.
She says she couldn't even tippy toe. That means it was too big for you. We don't hear that often. Shh.
Yeah, we're white. I went there.
What?
Okay. Disk burning template, video editing template, tip, just a tip.
The tiplet?
Yeah. Can't find. See, here's what I'm looking for. Okay.
All right. How tall is she? Blonde, brunette, redhead.
I love redheads. I'm one of those guys.
Just looking for trouble?
You can say that. Oh man. But no, I'm looking for a color hue. That's the only thing VideoPad had over Power Director. The only thing was it had a color hue that I could just throw on there and it would do like the. Now I have to random shit. Oh well. Yeah.
So nobody's made a template for that?
They probably have. I just haven't typed it into search yet.
Gotcha.
Color hue. High contrast color, Mr. Brown. Yeah, because that sounds attractive.
Mr. Brown. Makes you look bigger. More than 2 inches.
Right. Okay. So what are we going to do first? Should we explain the title?
We could, but we really don't have. Well, we're shooting for August, I think, where it's hot as balls.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The weather's been kind of messed lately, so
It is. It has been. It's been really freaky.
yeah. So we'll shoot for what, mid to late August. That'll give us enough time to find a place, map out a ride.
Got to find a location.
I mean, we don't have to do a ride, I don't think.
Preferably something. Well, yeah. If people are coming from 2-3 miles away, they want something in return.
Right. I'll give him a handshake. And
I watched an M6 video today.
Which one?
His latest one.
Oh,
he was talking about being yourself.
Unique. Yeah,
being unique. There you go. And yeah, you see, and I've seen a lot of people. I've seen. Somebody's blowing up my Facebook. I've seen a lot of people around here with cameras on. And yes, I know, Dodge. I see you.
I actually have not been or seen a lot of people with cameras on their helmets around here.
I've seen them and oftentimes they're going like the opposite direction. I'm like, ooh, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I've been to bike nights and everything, and I have not seen one camera except for mine.
I've been to bike nights or a charity ride where I actually video for the charity, and I will try to hand out my cards to people, saying, hey, I videoed some of this. You may be in it. Check it out, whatever. And I don't put those up as public. So if people want the link, I'll share it with them. They just have to message me. Some of those are put up as private. It's for the charity.
Yeah.
But, you're trying to hand out your card, and some of the guys are like, no, I'm good.
I had one guy give me the card back, and he was like, he said, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I went, it's not a place.
Yeah, I know.
It's the interwebs. Holy shit, Dodge Rider. What's up?
Yeah, Dodge is
You
in
won't
here.
send him the link?
No. Hell no, I'm not sending him a link. That two-faced bastard. That dude.
Monica's saying she should get a Grom. I want a Grom so bad.
He does.
Actually, I've heard the Kawasaki Z125 is a lot more powerful.
I don't know. We'll get Dodge in here. Dodge is
Dodge will be able to let us know. He's a
3-time Grom owner.
3? Can I borrow one?
well, he sold his first one, but he was Grom when Grom wasn't cool.
Don't let him in. I didn't say hi to Motocron either. Hi, Motocron. I'm Rookser.
No, Keith.
My name says Patrick, but I'm Rookser.
Yeah.
So hence the RZ.
Can I get out the crayon and just write over your picture?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, I don't know if I can do that.
Use permanent marker.
A permanent?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Permanent marker to always write on your screen.
I'm not in, am I?
Hello, Dodge.
Oh, hello.
I believe Dodge White is in here now.
Okay, so I don't understand the accent change, but I must say this because you guys were talking about the Z
Yes.
and the Grom.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I am hearing myself in the background. That's so weird.
You using a webcam mic?
Oh. Okay, no. It was that I still had the YouTube thing playing in the background. I have a headset on. I moved, so actually, I think I know where my webcam is. Let me try and find it. It's on my desk somewhere.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing. I got to go remember to turn the porn off before I go live.
All right. So I open up the webcam.
Oh, good God!
Ah, I'm bright.
If there ever was a white guy,
You're very bright.
there's Dodge Rider.
There's lights up there.
Watch this. Alexa, turn command center to 50%.
How do I change the saturation or the exposure setting? It's not here somewhere.
People are worried about their looks.
Alexa, turn command center to 100%.
Whoa, brightness.
Holy cow.
There you go. Now you're sexy.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can zoom.
Oh my God.
This is awesome.
Is my hair good?
Oh my
hair.
Less
I used to have the little faux hawk coming up, but now it's like it just lays over, and I feel bad talking about hair because I just bald.
I'm in black and white now. This
Hey-o.
is great. I'm gonna be black and white from now on. I like this. This is great. This is fantastic. All right, I'll let you finish your thought about your hair, and then I'll address what you were saying or asking.
Oh no, I've finished. I didn't want to talk about it anymore because you don't have any.
So, yeah, I had a Grom before Groms were cool. I had as far as I'm aware, I have yet to find anyone else that had a red Grom in 2013 before I did. I got mine August, it was like 12th or 13th of 2013, and the earliest delivery of any Grom that I'm aware of was like one day before me, but that was a black Grom like up in New York, so. Yeah, I went for a bit. Why do you want to know about the Z, though? Why wouldn't you just buy a Grom?
Well, they're the same price, and I watched one video of a guy. Who was it? It was Lee Stewart. He rode the Kawasaki and said that it was more powerful than the Grom because he could do second or third gear wheelies, and he didn't have to work so hard to do it.
So the new Z is less powerful than the new Grom, but the new Z is more powerful than the old Grom. The old Grom is about 8.5 horsepower. The new Z is about 9.5, and the new Grom is like 9.8. So if you wait for the new Grom to hit the U.S., then you could have the fastest one available.
Well, I have to wait for my wallet to be able to get a... That thing has to get more horsepower first.
There are ways to do that. I was discussing careers with someone the other day, and I realized that if you want to maximize the amount of money you make per hour, like if you think about hourly wages, I thought of a career where you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars per hour. Bank
Sounds
robber.
like a pyramid scheme.
No, bank robber.
There we go.
And you don't have to work a lot of hours. 2-3 hours tops. That's it.
You got to scope the joint.
Okay, so you work casually for a week, and then you do like a 3 or 4 hour job, and you're done. You get hundreds of thousands of dollars.
True. It seems legit.
Mike is sitting there going, "Oh God, they're talking about robbing banks now. What did I start?"
Sure, but
That's why I'll let you host it.
oh, here we go.
Mike, you haven't been posting videos.
I know
It's been like 2 weeks.
it had. Well, no,
He's been fishing.
No, I haven't gotten any notification for you for like almost basically since I moved, which was like 3 weeks ago.
Well, well.
Have you gotten notification from me?
Oh.
No, I actually think the only notifications I've gotten since I've moved have been Walterific, Chase on Two Wheels, Modonosity, Rogue Mogul, who's a local here in Raleigh, and Fooligan, of course.
YouTube just recently did a purge.
Did they purge your account? Are you still on YouTube?
I'm still on YouTube, but the thing is that
oh my God, you have posted videos.
There you go.
I've not been getting notifications for this. Why does YouTube do this to me?
I don't know. Well,
I don't get a whole lot of notifications.
You know what I mean by the purge.
Yeah, I lost like
through,
200 subscribers when that happened.
Yeah,
I gained one.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, someone else is wanting a link.
Everybody's talking about like they lost subscribers. PewDiePie's like, I lost 600,000. I'm like, yeah, you got 46 fucking million. And then was it Frankie Moto lost 800, and he'd already hit 4,000. So now he's got to do another I hit 4,000 video. And I'm like
4,000 twice.
Right? That's a YouTube first. I hit this number twice. But no, everybody's talking about I lost subs, and I look at mine and I'm like, I got one. I gained one. They gave me one.
Here's what's cool. Right now, in this Hangout, I have 2 people that have actually met me in person.
Oh, what's up, Keith?
I don't know about that.
I don't see you there.
You have.
I met you.
We sort of on the internet, at least.
Well, yeah.
I haven't met you.
Patrick, fucking hell, man. We're gonna get pizza tomorrow, bitch.
Patrick, do you actually have a YouTube account?
Yes, I do. It's Rookser.
Oh, wait, I knew that. So, what bike are you riding now?
2000, as Sarge says, Canatuna. It's a Suzuki Katana.
6 or 750?
6.
In the 2000. So that's the post-cat, and that's before they later on revised the internals of the exhaust to meet Euro 3 emissions. So that would be, is that the one that was like, let's see, 600, what was it, like 103 horsepower? And
84.
Was it 84?
Yeah, it's, or no,
So
80, it's 80 horsepower.
Maybe it was
it's
the pre-cats that were a little over 100.
Yeah, it's the one I've got. It's got 80 horsepower, and it's got 4 horsepower less than my car.
Nice. My new bike basically makes the same horsepower as my wife's car, except it weighs like 3,000 pounds less.
Oh, I imagine. How are you liking that thing, man?
Oh my God, you have no idea.
I can imagine. I know how much of a power junkie
Okay.
Dodge
So,
is.
I like power when I want to have power, but more than anything, I like a bike that's comfortable. Like, that's why I missed my Connie so much. And the other day, like, this is actually a month ago, but Noah and I rode down to Atlanta, and we did a 500-something mile day. And I got off the bike, and I'm like, dude, I am ready to go for at least another 100 or 200 miles. And for a naked bike,
really?
that is amazing, because it was all highway, and in highway in the mountains, and there was rain, and we were going like 60, 70 miles an hour all day, and I felt great. It was super comfortable. I love it. It's so versatile. Like, it's so much easier to ride it than it was the FZ09, because it's very tame, it's not temperamental, it doesn't try and throw you off or anything. It's just calm and relaxed until you hit the go switch, just like the Connie. Then it goes, oh, you want to do that now? Sure. We can.
I think the Connie actually has, and I found myself doing it yesterday going into work. It's got 2 modes. It's like with traffic or warp speed.
Yeah.
In warp speed on a Connie, you've got so much fairing in front of you, you don't realize you're doing it. You know, you're going with the flow of traffic at a roughly 70 miles an hour, and the next thing you know, you're doing 120. You're like, oh,
Yeah, that's
as you
hard to
pass-
get used to.
As you pass the cop, you're like, oh,
That's hard to get used to. I was driving, I was riding down the highway today after work, and I was just cruising down the highway, and I'm doing like 75 miles an hour, and a guy got on the highway at like 6. Worked over in front of me, and I'm like, screw this, and I just, nail the gas, drop it in the third, switch to the middle lane, and it rips this massive wheelie past him. I set it down. I'm like, oh shit, I'm doing 120 now. Oops. Yeah.
45. Everybody.
It's so easy to forget that there's 180 horsepower, and I only need like 20 horsepower to go like 75 miles an hour. So, actually, that's not true. My Grom makes like 12, and it goes 75. So.
Well, you can ask Rookser when we were talking to the cops that day when we went out riding, and that one police officer asked me. He looked at. I was on the DL 1000.
Yeah.
And he asked me, so how fast have you had that thing?
I remember. No, he said, how fast will that one go?
Yeah. I said, every bit of the speed limit. Every bit of the speed limit. He goes, no, really? I said, no, really. It'll do every bit of the speed limit. He almost got upset with me, but hey, wasn't lying. I think the DL that day hit 110.
Yeah, we were doing about 110.
Yeah, on the interstate.
Now,
it was a little squirrely, though.
I put in one of my videos, I was talking to a sheriff, and he asked me, he said, how fast will that go? I said, on the record? And he goes, what does the speedometer say? And I said, 150. And he goes, how fast have you had it? And I said, 150. And then, of course, he asked about the camera and if it was recording, and then he said something for the camera, which, unbeknownst to him, gave me permission to not have to blur his face out.
True.
So,
if they know they're being recorded and you're a public area, yep. Although I don't know y'all's states.
It's the same.
Nobody knows
freedom.
the laws here in Kentucky.
It's freedom of press. I do.
There's no laws in Kentucky. Don't lie to me, Sarge.
Nobody knows them.
You can't marry your first cousin. That's a law.
Well, they ask you when you go to fill out your marriage certificate. Is this your first cousin? You're like, nope, it's my second. Oh, you're good to go.
Actually, we're only good to third cousins.
In Missouri, my wife and I got married in Missouri, and in Missouri, you go to get a marriage license, and one person needs to show up to get the marriage license. Not both, just one. You can put the other person's name on it, and they'll issue you the license. So I could have just gone down to the courthouse and been like, I'm going to get married to Angelina Jolie. I could have had a license for it.
And she doesn't have boobs anymore.
So?
I like the boobs.
Well, so do I, but there's still some novelty in saying you had a marriage license to marry Angelina Jolie.
Maybe I should go to Missouri so I can marry like Jennifer Lawrence or something. I like Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. I don't know her personally, so I can't.
Neither do I. I just think she's cute.
Yeah. She lives in Hollywood somewhere. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's got property.
California people.
She's from Louisville.
Actually, that gives her about a 90% chance of being a human then. Because there's a lot of people in California that are in the movie industry that are not human.
Right. Yeah, I think we got George Clooney's from Louisville, Jennifer Lawrence is from Louisville. Of course, you got a bunch of country music artists. Yeah.
Yep. I need everyone to recognize the correct pronunciation of the word or the city.
Louisville. Put a golf ball in your mouth and say it.
Exactly. Or a dip. You gotta have a dip.
No, because then it comes out Louisville.
Louisville.
Hey, you're putting too much Lou in it.
Like Pikeville.
Pikeville. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. So,
and motocrons, and I don't know if...
Yeah, you added this individual, but they have not spoken.
Yeah.
I was waiting for an appropriate time.
Oh, I need to announce you, ladies and gentlemen, Motocron is in the house.
That voice, though, I think my pants just fell off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the topic that Sarge and I come up with to talk about, because I've noticed a lot of videos. Huh?
Yeah, well, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We agreed on it.
We did.
Well, we kind of did. I voluntold you.
Former military guy, you know that term.
Right.
Voluntold.
We were talking about, because I've been seeing a lot of videos, it's almost like a trending thing, is choosing your first bike and talking or convincing your either significant other or parents, whatever, on allowing you to do it. The easiest thing for us to talk about is, or at least me, is choosing your first bike and how to go about it.
Can I interject a 15-second thought first?
Only
Okay,
15 seconds?
15 seconds on the
Gets
clock.
timer out.
You can start the timer already.
Okay.
So when Motocron joined and did the low, deep speaking right into the microphone, sexy voice thing, that is what I do 100% of the time. When Friend and I go riding and he connects our two Senate headsets, when I hear the little intercom beep in, I go, nice to have you in my head.
Creepy.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice.
There's
So,
a screamer
continue.
that
First bikes. You said you had.
First bikes. It's tough.
Well, the way I see it, when you're choosing your first bike, the first thing that I think somebody should consider is, what reason do you want to get a bike? Do you want to get it so that you can travel around, like long distance? Do you want to just drive around the city, day to day, commuter stuff?
Are you asking that question of each of us individually, or just
Well,
in general?
everybody give their opinions.
Oh.
No specific order. I mean, just interject whenever you want. But that's one thing that I think, obviously if you wanting to go town to town, state to state, you're going to want either a touring bike or, a cruiser. Like a Harley or a Shadow or Boulevard, Goldwing, things like that. Obviously a Goldwing's not going to be a good starter bike because, A, it's more than my house.
It does have reverse.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They do, don't they? Yeah.
They need it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I mean, something like that, and then of course, if you want to drive to a park or an off-road place and go off-road, you obviously want a dual sport or a supermoto or something.
Of which, Motocron, you are doing a whole. You're not doing a build series, but you are building that the CB500.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
I just ordered the wheels this week too.
Oh wow!
So
Which is a phenomenal bike.
it's pretty cool for a little 500. I like it a lot. It's a fun bike. It's light, so you can take it off, off pavement and have fun. I mean, it's not a dirt bike, but that's what I got the DRZ for. So, but I like it. It's a good little bike. Okay, I'll shut up now.
So, what? Go ahead.
I was hoping he could elaborate on it a bit more.
Elaborate more. What do you want to know?
I don't know. What have you done to it so far? I mean,
okay.
Because
Elaborate
you're
more.
doing basically it's a rally raid project.
Rally Raid conversion. Rally Raid came up with a kit for the CB500 to make it more off-road worthy. We changed the springs and the forks. Their forks had enough travel that we could get another 2 inches of travel with better springs.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And that was easy. And then they had tractive suspension in Europe, design of rear shock and spring for it with a remote adjusters and all that, reservoir. And it just made the ride, even on the road, the ride's 100 times better. What else? That was what they came, and the wheels. They came up with a wheel set too to give you a 19-inch front and a 17-inch rear.
Oh, so you got more choices as far as rubber goes.
Right, and a 19's better. 21's ideal for off-road, but they couldn't make it work because it hit the radiator. So they went with a 19, and that's what a BMW has on it. So a GS.
That's what my DL has a 19 front.
Yeah, I've been working with the 17 because the wheels aren't available. They were gearing up their factory with new production equipment, so I just said I'll just stick with the 17s. But up here, Michigan's all sand, and the 17 gets really kind of vague feeling off road. But the bike's light enough you can manhandle it around. It's not like a GS, which is an elephant. So
Sure, and if you lay down that Honda, there is no comparison to a GS.
No. I actually bought.
One person can pick up your bike.
Oh
It
yeah,
takes a
I
crew
bought
to pick up a GS.
They make a thing. Believe it or not, they make a jack that you can. It's a portable little jack with a ratchet strap and a tripod that you can put under your GS or your 990 or whatever big heavy bike, and you can ratchet it up by yourself. And I had one, and I just sold it. I never opened the box. I just sold it on ADV Rider because I said I don't need it anymore. I got a bike I can pick up by myself. So.
God.
It's just,
It comes with its own support vehicle.
Well, yeah. Well, I've done all the. I mean, you saw it, Mike. I did all the long trips across out west on my FJR, and I am so burned out on riding across the plains. I don't ever want to do it again. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it in a car, and I'm towing my bike. I don't know how Billy did it. 50 states. Ugh.
Oh. Well, he had a partner. Most of the time, he had a partner.
Yeah, and he was doing relatively short days. When I did it, I was pushing 700 miles every day, and that burns you up.
You got to figure where he lives. It's somewhat centrally located, so it's really easy to hit those points.
Have you ever read the Iron Butt Riders forums?
No.
Those guys are insane what they do for their, 4 corners in 2 days, 4 corners of the country in 2 days.
That's not legal.
Technically it is, because there's no restriction to the number of hours per day that you're allowed to ride.
But
You're required by law to sleep, so
there's a speed limit.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so this is an interesting story that I've never told on YouTube. So you're the first to hear it.
Yay! Woo!
One of the people that convinced me to buy a Concord 14 was not my coworker that owned one that let me test ride it, but was actually a person that was an executive at the company I worked for who defected and formed another company. And out of the blue, I called him up one day because I heard that he was an iron butt rider and he had ridden a Connie. And I was like, well, let me get his opinion too. So I call up literally the chief financial officer for this multi-million-dollar competitor of ours. And I get his secretary, and I was like, hey, I want to talk to him about this. And she's like, oh, yeah, he'll definitely want to call you back. So she takes my info. He calls me back like a day later, and I had 2 things I wanted to talk to him about. One was, how did you like the Connie? And it was interesting. He was a longtime Iron Butt Association member, and he had done so many things with blogs and interviews, and he had such an interesting opinion on many things, and was a very well-spoken individual, that when they were releasing the bike, they had a demo fleet that they gave to some long-distance riders to really test it and get involved with magazine interviews and stuff. And he was one of those people that got to take the bike, like in 2008, like when it was being released, on the 2008 Iron Butt Association rally that they do every year. And he rode the bike like 13,000 miles in like, just 2.5 weeks or 2 weeks, something like that. It's almost a Saddle Sore 1000 every day.
Yep.
Insane people, clearly.
Clearly.
And he really liked the bike. And the other thing I was asking him about was, that was just before I was buying my Aerostitch. So I wanted to know his opinions on the Aerostitch. So we talked for at least 2 hours, wasted a good 2 hours of my work day, and he was a fascinating person to talk to. But very good advice.
The Saddle Sore and the Iron Butt stuff, people around here, I guess they know about it, but
No.
it somewhat amazes me when I come to work on the Connie and we get annual training soldiers in and stuff, and they'll see the bike out there in the parking lot, and I'll always get the question, and I know it's a motorcycle rider, how many miles you ever done on that thing? And I have the best answer for those guys, and it was my first ever Ozarks meetup. I said, and I'll always tell them, I did 1,600 miles in one weekend on that bike. Good God, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sick. Well, I rode to the Ozarks, which is 500 and something miles from my place. Rode around in the Ozarks, turned around, came back.
Yeah.
And it ended up being 16. And on that bike, it felt like nothing. When I got home, I was just, take a shower, go to bed.
Shit, shower, shave, sleep.
That was it. I mean, but, other than the traffic in St. Louis and other places where there was construction, no qualms about that bike. None whatsoever. Still have it today. Paid off. Yeah, I financed it. I couldn't afford, what was it? When I bought it. Actually, I bought that bike weeks before I went to the Ozarks. But
So, speaking on first bikes, I think everyone should start off on at least a liter bike, if not larger, maybe a turbo Hayabusa.
Absolutely.
There's some
Absolutely.
concerns I have about people buying motorcycles with too little power, and I'm afraid that if you start off on a measly 150 or 200 horsepower bike, you might get bored after a few years. The last thing you want is to ever have to own more than one motorcycle in your life. So you might as well just step right on up to the first bike and make it be your last one. It'll last you the rest of your lifetime.
the Kawasaki H2 would be perfect.
No, the H2R.
Well, the H2R can't be plated, but you can buy an H2 and an H2R.
That's
and
right, it can't be
pull the
plated.
H2R parts over to the H2, and then there you go.
Yeah.
No, I make that joke because that's been going around in the Raleigh riding group recently. There have been a handful of people asking about getting a first bike and on Facebook, and some people are giving them the advice like, oh, well, you should go out and get 1,000. You don't want to start on a 600 and get bored after a year. I'm like, well, if you're getting bored on a 600, there's two reasons for that. One, you ride some really boring roads. Two, you only ride in a straight line because I've let's put it this way. A guy that I'm going to go riding with in a week who lives in Greensboro, it's about an hour for me, and I go riding with him once every month or two, depends. But we go out in these really fast, fun areas, and he and his buddies ride. Their level of skill is beyond anything I'd imagined humans actually had that were not pro racers. And they just did a track day this last weekend, and one of his friends, Andy, was riding around the track, and there's this section of video where you see Derek on his FZ09 on the track, leaned all the way over, doing like 80 miles an hour through a corner on a track, and he's in the intermediate rider group on the track day, and then Andy comes scooting around him on his Ninja 300 on the outside.
Wow.
I was like, you passed on the outside of a curve on a Ninja 300, and then one lap later, Andy was dragging his elbow in a curve. I'm like, you know what? That's just proof right there. If a Ninja 300 can pass an FZ09 on the outside of a curve, like, look, it's not about the power. If you're getting bored on a 600 or a 300, that's because you're riding boring roads and you haven't developed your riding skill.
Well, I mean, I ran into the same instance a bit more, I would say a bit more dramatic, is when I was in Okinawa, Japan, is the largest bike you can own without a special permit was a 600. And I had a Kawasaki.
Yeah, but it's even owning a 600 doesn't make sense there. I have a friend in Japan right now, and the highest speed limit in the whole frickin' country is like 45 miles an hour. There's a couple spots, but
Okinawa is 40 by 60. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. And like I said, you needed a special permit to own anything bigger than that. And most of the times it was the shop owners that would put their stuff in the front window. They got a Yamaha 1000, whatever, an FCR back in the day, FCR 1000.
I got an FZR 600 sitting in my garage right now.
Phaser. Woof.
That's actually the nickname is a Fizzer.
Fizzer. But, it was the same instance. We had a place we'd love to go ride, and it was called the Aha Dam. And it was nothing but switchbacks from the top of the dam all the way down to the main road. And there you are, giving it all you got to give, and somebody would pass you on an NSR 250.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to sneeze at, though. That little NSR was badass.
Yeah.
2-stroke, 250. Same size tire as the 600s at the time. But yeah, I could definitely agree. I mean, it's not the bike, it's the person, it's the rider, and just guaranteed.
Yeah.
I probably kick ass on my mini bike with its 212cc Predator engine on it.
Massive.
It's huge for that little bike. It almost killed me one day, but it did.
Now,
I still have the scars. I still have the scars.
Now, here's another reason, or another point, and I already told Sarge about this. I'm not going to mention the YouTuber.
It was me.
Because of what I'm about to say.
Dodge
Yeah, because you
Rider
just
did it.
bought your first bike.
Dodge Rider did it. Dodge Rider's first bike is a KTM Super Duke.
You're not bringing up the guy that bought the 1000 for his first bike and crashed it twice in the first week, are you?
The Africa Twin?
Oh, no. But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he buys an Africa
How come
Twin.
I've
he was looking
missed
at
all
this.
this?
He was looking at the CN 700 or CN 750.
Type it in the side chat, not in the main chat. Type it in our window so we can see. I don't know who it is. You know how to do that? Yeah. Don't type it in the YouTube channel. Type it in the Google.
Right.
Chat.
Where's it at? Chat. There it is.
I've missed some of these. Holy crap.
Somebody
There
bought
it
an
is.
Africa Twin crash today.
Oh, Rookser. Here's another thing.
Huh.
I need a partner to go down to Tennessee with me in September.
Hey, none of that freaking gay talk.
Whoa. Do you need me to
None of
ride
that
up there
gay
and meet
talk.
you and then ride back down with you?
Well, I mean, I'm up for it. I don't know what the money situation is going to be.
No.
but-
Well, Dodge knows where I'm coming from with this. Or
He needs somebody that he can draft so he can ride his naked bike down. He needs someone to be in front of
well,
him.
no, I don't have.
Are you riding the mini bike down?
He's going to try.
No, here's the thing. When I ask somebody to go with me or to do something, I am asking you per invite, and it's no monetary thing towards you.
How did this guy get 2 million fucking videos? Jeez.
That's one thing I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I'll see what's going on, and I'll definitely go because I want to go to that anyway.
Oh, you just typed in the name. I gotta look it up.
That's,
Yeah. How long have you been riding?
Like within the past few weeks. Me?
Yeah.
I've been riding for almost 12 years.
What's the smallest bike you've ridden?
600.
Oh, you got to ride something fun.
Well, okay, so
You ride all those big, boring bikes. You got to get on a fun bike. Something
I
going.
want a Grom. That's what
Okay.
I want. I want a
Grom,
Grom.
anything that's a 250, like anything small and weak and underpowered. I was talking about this today to myself. I wasn't even
Well,
vlogging.
I did
was just
ride a
talking to myself.
125. I forgot what kind. I was like 16. I rode a 125 down the street, hit third gear, and looped it.
The thing about riding a tiny little bike like a Grom or a Z125 or anything, it's a 50cc scooter, even anything small, is when you get back on your bigger bike, it makes you appreciate all the advances that we've made in power and braking and suspension and things like that.
I mean, I've ridden I've owned two 1400s. They were cruisers, but
Yeah.
I've had two 1400s, and yeah, I Lee stewarded one of them, and it was a shaft bike.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, I've ridden an R1. This is my 6th bike.
I want to ride your friend's R1.
Good luck with that. That's
Well, he needs
my road.
Well, I mean, if he needs to get over the fact that I'm creepy,
Right.
You're not creepy.
weird.
Well, here's
Eccentric.
what I told Sarge. I'm a friendly individual, not a friendly individual, but I've never met a stranger.
There you go.
I met one once.
But on the other, right? Guess who?
It was weird. It was weird. It was the Ozarks meetup, and me and Dodge. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's our analytical mind. We tend to analyze things and take stuff.
Word
and exactly. We were
when I was
thinkers.
reading chat.
Oh, and me and Dodge just I don't know what it was. It's like we just hit it off.
Mhm.
It wasn't a gay moment by far.
Well, not that year.
Not that year. Maybe 12 guys, 11 guys in a cabin last year was a little risque.
You
I
ever
seem
seen
to
that-
remember
you ever-
that you had a
you ever
room
seen
by
that-
yourself.
You ever seen that movie Brokeback Mountain?
I
don't know how to quit you.
I can't quit you.
I can't quit you.
But no,
Don't know, Will
it was strange. It really would for me because I was really new to the group. Because I missed the first 2 or 3 years of it, and
Yeah.
and nobody made me feel more welcome than Dodge, especially the last time I went, when you stuck the tailpipe in my hotel room door and just revved up that bike.
I will admit some
Hotel
alcohol was
room door.
involved in that decision.
Is the whole
That was the year I also rode your first Grom.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit judgmental, but it was fun. But that's where we come from, And welcome Will Maddock. Will Maddock will be in Ohio also.
Oh, really?
Crash.
Look forward
That's
to
what
seeing
I've heard.
everybody there. So back to the Africa Twin
I'm sorry.
story.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just want to kind of get this because I love talking about it. I feel so knowledgeable when I do. This guy was looking at a CN 700 and decided that as he gets a bike, his skill is going to increase, improve, and then he's going to want more power. So he went ahead and got the Africa Twin, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the 1290 cc.
No, it's
1,000.
It's
Yeah.
1,000.
Yes,
Okay.
1,000.
I thought it was a 1290. I saw that number somewhere else at the same time I watched the video, so forgive me. But
Yeah, it's the CRF 1000.
so he got that, and as soon as he gets it, of course he's out in California, and he's filtering traffic, he's lane splitting and stuff like that. Not like real bad. He's just doing it just like everybody else does, not the kind of safely considering what it is. And then, like 2 weeks later, he posts a video that he wrecked his motorcycle. Didn't put the footage on there because it was too traumatic. From what I saw, he clipped the back of a truck with the right side. Now, this is my assumption of what happened given the results. He clipped the back end of a truck with the right grip and laid it over to the left, and it landed on his ankle. And he said with the adrenaline rushing, he didn't feel any pain, but at the moment he was filming, the adrenaline's gone, and his ankle hurts because he had a 1,000cc touring bike land on his ankle. Of course it's going to hurt. And then he proceeds to say that if he had gotten the CN 700, the damage to himself, the injuries, would have been greater because it's a smaller bike.
And like I said, it's not a car.
Exactly.
It's not the size of the bike that's going to save you.
Exactly. He's comparing it like a Lincoln to a Fiat. And
If I had been riding a 600, I would have died.
I'm watching these videos that he put up, just face palming so hard I could touch the back of my head. And then he ends up getting the CN 700.
Okay.
And I'm like, mind blown.
But here's something you got to realize, and someone brought this to my attention, and I won't say his name, but
Dodge.
well, he does put stuff out there. He brings really interesting bikes to the meetup. And that dude, hey, Dodge, you met my friend Patrick last year.
Yeah.
The other friend Patrick. Sorry, Patrick.
What can I say?
Patrick's a cool name. But
And so
anyways.
far, 70% of the people I know that live in Kentucky are named Patrick.
And I know
There you go.
three people in Kentucky named Patrick. So
Um,
you
Oh
know,
my God.
so
That was
you
out
know,
of 4 people in Kentucky, so that's like 75%.
you know,
100% I know
you know,
it, Patrick.
60, right?
I'm just gonna
You
say
know,
this much.
66% of the Patricks in Kentucky.
But Dodge,
We math.
Dodge got to meet the other Patrick last year.
Yep.
And especially when we were at the Overlook and the other Patrick went by wheeling something.
Dark side.
His Z is insane. It's not a Z1000. It's a ZX10 naked. Stripped it down. 2005. Anywho, but yeah, I don't. That the whole ideology behind having a bigger bike. I don't know.
Merca.
If you wanted to go big, Hayabusa ZX14, just do that. Just do the world a favor and just get one of those. And it's crazy
Porn star name.
I watch a lot of these vlog guy videos, the selfie vlog kind of people.
Like
Casey
what I do
Neistat.
on the weekends.
Yeah, but yours are genuine. You're you're not trying to mimic anyone per se.
I'd get a 1300 Grom.
1300 Grom. Oh no, I saw Dodge's video on that one. It's a 300.
300 swap, third gear power
Good.
wheelies at 80 miles an hour.
God.
Power damn.
Yeah, it's
You should do
Schroeder's Honda from Hendersonville, North Carolina. They
What's-
swapped in a CBR 300 motor into a Grom.
Okay, a CBR 300 motor. So it's a single.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, the guy said that it'll do power wheelies in third gear at 80 miles an hour.
God.
I'm like, at 80 on a Grom, power wheelies. That just sounds wrong. Most Groms don't even go 80.
I would be
something wrong with
scared to go. I mean, I'd be scared to legitimately go 70, 80 mile an hour on a bike that size. I mean,
I will say
12-inch
this.
wheels?
It's not the size of the bike, it's the size of the wheels. The 12-inch wheels, when you get going about 60 miles an hour, it feels
That's-
good. As soon as you hit like a nickel in the road, you go, oh God, that was terrible.
I mean, that's what they say the same thing about boats, too. So it's not the size of the boat. Sorry, I had to go there. I'm a guy. Damn, that's fast for a Grom, right?
Yeah, it is fast. So, I mean, mine goes 70. Like, I was on my way home from our bike night last night, and I was on the highway on my Grom, and I had to roll off the throttle because I was catching traffic, and I was doing 72. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this.
That moment you realize that you need to rethink your life decisions.
What size are the tires on the Grom?
12-inch.
Oh God, they're smaller than a scooter.
No, scooters. Well, it depends on the size of scooter you get.
Yeah, some scooters
Most
are
of them I've
10s.
seen 13.
Some scooters are 10s, some are 12s, some are 13, and some are 14. The big maxi scooters are like 13s and 14s or 16s. The mid-size scooters, like 150s and stuff, are usually on 12s. And when you get down to the 50cc scooters, it's usually 10s.
Yeah.
So
Now, I did have a 50cc scooter. It was a police auction. I got it for like $100 when I was 16 or so. And no, I was 15, 14, 15, something like that. And it didn't run. I got it running and everything. And then I took it off-road. I mean, what else are you going to do with something that was that cheap? I took it off-road, jumped it into a creek, and kept on going. That thing was badass. I looped it once because this kid grabbed the throttle while I was just sitting on it. I was like, no. By the time I could grab it, it was out from under me. That thing had some power. It was an old Yamaha Jog.
not familiar with that one.
I had a Yamaha Raz at the same time, and it was brand new. And that thing, it didn't have, well, it had almost the power, but just not the takeoff. So
I had friends in high school that had a Spree.
My neighbor had one of those pedal mopeds that you pedal to start. They had it up until the lady that lived there drove it into a barbed wire fence, and they were like, "Oh, we got to sell it because it hurt somebody." Like a gun. Damn.
That's funny. What kills me a lot of times is the people that can't differentiate a scooter between a moped.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Or this.
Then I grew up.
This is somewhat technical. An engine and a motor.
Right.
There's a difference between a motor and an engine.
Yeah, a motor is electronic, an engine is combustion.
For the most part, yeah.
It's the easiest way.
Yep, motor spins, engine twists.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're just ripping up the YouTube tonight.
Oh, we are. 7 people watching.
Motors and engines and technical shit. So
Yeah. So when it comes to size on a first bike, everybody pretty much agrees. Everybody pretty much agrees on like 600 average, 300, something like that. I personally haven't rode a 300, but I want to ride either the R3 or the CBR 300 so I can kind of get a feel for it.
Here's my. I'm going to put in my 2 cents, really quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you're starting out, really a 600 is not bad.
ding.
No, because it's got enough weight to where you're not going to get thrown all over the place. That was my big thing when I got my first bike. I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, and if anybody knows anything about Kansas,
It's flat.
windy.
Oh,
There's nothing to stop the wind, and I watched a 250 Yamaha Virago.
Yep.
I watched him. I was going down I-70. He was on the right side of the right lane, basically on the line. We come out of one of the cutouts that the highway went through, through one of the hills in Kansas,
Yep.
and the crosswind came across and took him right into the median. I'm like,
Bad rider.
bye.
No, that's a bad rider. Because I've ridden a Grom in the state. I've ridden a Hyosung GV250, which is the size of a Sportster 1200, with more plastic and stuff on it, but it's the weight of a 250, Korean cruiser.
Yeah.
I've ridden, a Ninja 250, all sorts of bikes that get affected by the wind. And I used to live in Kansas City, and I know what you're talking about, riding through anywhere on I-70 in Kansas. And overpasses and hills are the things that do that to you, and it's a bad rider. Like, there's never been a situation in my life I've been forced off the road, but there have been many situations where the wind was extremely difficult to compensate for, and you do have to keep that in mind. Like, you might be riding too fast for conditions. 70 miles an hour might be too fast,
One of my favorite things to do when I'm riding down the road is get behind a semi.
Bobblehead.
It's a massage. And then whenever you come out in front of a semi, a bus, any large vehicle, that wind, that wall that hits you, it's rough, especially on a cruiser with no windshield. Because I had a 92 and a 94 Suzuki Intruder. They were both 1400s.
Yeah.
And I had no windshield on it. I'm sitting back like this, just riding along, and I pass a semi, and it's just like, bam! Hit me like a sledgehammer in the chest. So yeah.
When you say 600, you mean like a 600 sport bike or just 600 cc, period?
There's a big difference.
Yeah, because I started on a V-Strom 650 was my first bike, and that was relatively tame compared to my 600 RR.
Right.
Oh.
Now, I started out on a 93 FZR 600, and that's a heavy bike. It's 700 or 800 pounds ground, wet weight, and because it's got a full steel frame and everything, it's a heavy fucking bike. So.
A lot of people don't realize the reason I say you should never start on a 600. A lot of people think it has something to do with the engine. It has nothing to do with the engine.
I mostly based it off of weight.
Well, here's why I say no to 600s. When you say 600, if you're talking about sport bikes or nakeds of something, you're talking about a race replica chassis with a really screaming high-performance engine. There's just absolute maximum aggressive brakes on the front and rear with very quick bite on the pads and a lot of braking force. You're talking about an uncompromising riding position where literally everything you do is destabilizing the bike. It wants you in full tuck at high speed. That's what it was designed for. So riding around in the city is absolutely wrong for the bike. Using the brakes to deal with stop-and-go traffic is not how they were meant to be written. Like, everything you use that bike for other than being on a track is wrong for it. And as a new rider, you are not capable of handling the full braking force that bike offers. You cannot handle the way the steering responds at full lock or trying to turn a corner. the way that bike is meant to be ridden. So a lot of the issues that I have with people starting on those bikes has nothing to do with the horsepower that they can produce, which is a problem in and of itself, but it's the fact that everything else on the bike gives you zero room for error. If you accidentally grab a little bit too much brake, you absolutely will tuck the front tire. I've seen so many people crash 600s for that exact reason, because they didn't practice braking enough on their new bike. And it's terrible. I'm like, look, if you had started on a smaller bike that had shittier brakes and worse suspension, you'd be a far better rider for it. And what's worse is the amount of time it takes you to develop riding skills when you're compensating for a vehicle that's actively trying to kill you. You can spend years getting to a riding skill level that you would have been in months on a 250 or 300 or something much smaller and weaker. And it's not necessarily that those weaker bikes are just that much safer. It's really that they will force you to learn things because they have inadequacies that you will have to learn to overcome. And it makes people better riders.
And you're right. And a lot of the smaller bikes, the 250s, the 300s, even some, the 650s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you skip the 600 and go to the 650, you know, people have a misconception that 650 is going to be more, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's often budget, like the smaller bikes. The suspension, the brakes, like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a 650 would be great for anyone. You know, Kawasaki puts out great 650s. Suzuki has gone back to the SV.
Did you ever ride my KTM 625?
No.
Okay. So, speaking on pure numbers, the bike weighed 290 pounds when I owned it.
It was that little?
Yeah. So
that's why I caught you in a wheelie going. He beat me up the hill and was coming back down the hill doing a wheelie.
So the bike weighed 290 pounds, and it had a 625 or 624 cc motor on it. So basically a 625 motor, single cylinder. It made 50, I want to say it was 55 or 56 horsepower at the rear wheel on a dyno.
Just a little more than a KLR. That's cool.
And it made a very similar amount of torque, like 50, somewhere around 50 foot-pounds of torque. And it was a very respectable torque curve. It was just a plateau, just torque. This is torque, you know? You're like, oh, it has torque. There you go. That's the number at all times. And the bike was amazing in the sense that it's a supermoto. You've got 12 inches of suspension travel. It's very soft, very compliant. And everyone says that supermotos are great bikes to start on. They're forgiving. And you look at it and you go, well, it's only 50 horsepower. How bad could it be? And then I have to remind you, like, it's 50 horsepower, but it had a 320 millimeter front disc and a 4-piston Brembo Gold Series caliper on there. Like, I could stop you that bike with one finger easily. Just, it would throw you off the, like, and because there was so much suspension travel, like, 100% of the time I let somebody ride that bike, they'd make about a block down the road. It would try and wheelie in first and second and third and scare them, so they'd start to slow down to turn around to come back, and it would brake dive on them so bad it scared the crap out of them, so they would, like, coast to a stop and, like, paddle the bike around in a circle, and then they would, like, come back to me very slowly. And they're like, how do you ride that thing? That's trying to kill me. And I was like, it's fun, isn't it? So that's part of the reason I say that it's not always about the power, but that bike has like 50 horsepower, and you could ride the ever-loving stud out of it if you got used to that. But it had some really high-end components on it that, I mean, the brakes on that were phenomenal, but they grabbed so fast that, I mean, if you tried to use all 4 brake fingers and you were a new rider, you absolutely would flip that bike over every time, because it just could not be ridden that way.
We got questions in the side chat. I got a question from one of the guys that's in the side. If you're still here,
I'm a time traveler. Yes.
He is.
Doctor Who.
He's back in time.
Oh, it's because I'm in black and white. Yeah.
He's the panda vlogger.
He forgot about that.
I desaturated today. I'm sorry.
Willmatic 84. Where are you guys staying in Cincinnati or in the Cincinnati area? Just put it up there because I'm looking for. I'm bringing up a crew from the Ville.
Woot woot.
Woohoo! There you go. And I'm not asking you to come along. I'm telling you you're coming along. So
I planned on coming along. I've volunteered myself to do that a long time ago.
Exactly. You're coming up.
I'm coming up. I'm gonna
want-
let you know.
We
Sorry.
want the world to
I'm
know.
coming out. Now I'm coming out.
I change words when I want. I'm Rookster. I'm allowed. Logic is confirmed. You know why? Because I have thirst aid.
Thursday.
Nice.
Okay, so I just got to throw
Oh.
this out there. For anybody that thinks they have to trailer their bike anywhere, there's a guy that goes by the name Johnny that rode a Grom for the Smoky Mountain Crawl. He made it from California.
What? No.
Yes,
Really?
he did. Yeah, he rode it all the way from California to Tennessee, up to the Dragon area. We were staying in Townsend, and that was 2,668 miles, and he did it in 5 days.
Good for him.
5 days, Jesus Christ!
I know.
God.
That's a whole lot of.
That's like
I'll take
550
air conditioning
miles a
every
day.
I'll tell you
And,
this: if somebody at the meetup, what's up, M6? If somebody at the Ohio meetup has a Grom, I will ask to ride that, or the Z125. I will ask until I'm blue, and I will beg you to ride that.
You
If
know,
you say no, then it's okay.
I mean, I could let you ride mine, but you'd have to be in Raleigh, and you got to be careful. I mean, it's a big bore Grom. It's got a 143, so it's pretty fast.
I'm not gonna try to do 12 o'clocks on it. I just want to ride it around the parking lot or something.
Let's put it this way. I raced a VFR 1200 last night, and I won. It took me about 2.5 miles, but I passed him. I think he had forgotten that he had passed me, and I was like, "Eee!" And after about
Wait,
2
you were
minutes,
like, what? Do it again?
No.
I just wanted to screenshot it.
But yeah, after about 2.5 miles, I was like slowly catching up to him, and I think he had forgotten that I had been back there, and I just suddenly start creeping past him in the same lane, and he looks over at me, and he looks forward, and he just flips the throttle and appears in front of me again. I'm like, damn it.
Hey, you like my mug?
Look.
Star Wars. I got coffee. That's a great thing about being a lazy Twitch streamer is I've got a Keurig sitting on the floor right next to me, and then right next to it I got a thermal cooler with 6 beers in it.
Oh, okay. On the topic of the size of bike, have you guys ever noticed yourself migrating back? You know, you reached the pinnacle of CCs, but then like Dodge,
Ding, 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 ding.
yeah, you've got something smaller, and nothing brings a bigger smile to your face or having more fun than getting on something that's a smaller CC and just ripping it up, just having fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean-
mean, it to me. Okay, like say last year when we went to Tail of the Dragon. The year before that, I had my Z1000,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's since been gone. But I had more fun on that Z than I did on my 1400. To me, my 1400 is more of getting from A to B really fast, short span of time. The handling for me is iffy. It's me. It's not the bike. Definitely not the bike.
You talking about the Connie?
Yes. Well, you've
Drifting
seen
around
me
the
handle.
turns.
I know you've seen me handle the Connie too, but that's
Well, you don't drift. You float. You drift in it.
well, that's me locally. You
Yeah.
know, but
Marcus, I
when
put
I,
a
when I,
link
when
in
I
the sidebar for you.
what'd you do?
I put a link in the sidebar for you.
What? Oh goodness.
Oh, now we all got to click on it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ooh, oh,
Oh.
you poor thing.
Oh.
I saw that at the Smoky Mountain Crawl, setting up at the store at, Deal's Cap.
Wait a minute. That has no. It's not the same.
It's not the same bike. This one is
It's
played
not.
in Illinois, but I talked to the owner because I was like, oh my god, it's the same exhaust. It looks identical.
It
It's
is.
the
Those
same.
are the same pipes.
But I
Alright,
talked to
well,
him, and at first he was like, yeah, I bought it about a year ago. I'm like, oh my god, it's the same bike. And then-
No.
But it wasn't. He ended up buying it from a guy up in, like, Iowa or something, so.
Oh.
Yeah. But I just thought you'd appreciate that. I didn't know if you followed my Instagram.
I don't know. I don't Instagram. I don't. Well, I do have an Instagram account, but I don't. Dee-dee-dee.
I Instagram. I do too.
Oh no. We long story short, I saw a white flash across my screen the other day, or my window, I like to call it, and it was a pit bull, and we've been keeping him outside.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. What so?
This is like cliffhanger.
I'm sorry, I had a text back, but um, it's kind of like the same lines as big bikes, small bikes. Big bikes will kill you, small bikes won't. Pit bulls won't kill you. This dog is so friendly. It's amazing. He's more tame or timid or less upside down than Dodge Rider.
Hey, just because you can't reverse gravity. Sorry, I was playing with my webcams. I didn't even know I had the webcam software, so there's buttons.
Buttons. So is the big bike thing just America thing, or is it a world thing?
It's a compensation thing.
Well, I wouldn't say that because you give the vast expansion of North America, let's put it in perspective, there are a lot of roads. If you're going to cover any mileage, then a large bike is a bit more suitable. You can do it on a 600, you can do it on a scooter, and apparently you can do it on a Grom.
Yeah.
Apparently.
You know. So, someone else messing with their camera. He's gone.
Ah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've gone
straight
totally
out of Eden, dude.
Miami Vice.
Right? You
Or-
like my tan?
Wait.
Okay, Jan Hammer. That's about enough of that.
There were. It's interesting. You mentioned that there's people I've talked to from other countries that have. Doesn't matter the bike. Pick a guy from somewhere in the United, like England, someone in London. For them, they go right across the country, and it's like in a day, you know. And for me, I'm like, if I ride a day, I'll make it somewhere maybe to the edge of my country, but only because I'm already at the edge. But if I ride like towards the middle in a day, I make it halfway across. Like there's these huge, vast open areas. If you look at a lot of other countries, this is true of Germany, most places in England.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of places in Europe. There's so many small towns. It's like every 10 miles or 15 miles that you're not really on the open interstate for 140 miles with nothing. You know, whereas if you go through western Kansas, that is the most boring place on the planet. Like there, you hit like Salina. Well, not Salina. What is it? You hit like Manhattan, for example, and after that, there's nothing. There's just another 200 miles before Colorado, and there's nothing there.
Yep, I've been there.
Been there. Been there.
It is, yeah.
What's
I've
your
done an Aggieville crawl in Manhattan before.
What's going on,
Manhattan is
Brand?
cool.
Brandyland hopping in, saying hi.
She didn't say hi to me.
She said hi to the guys in the
She
side
said
chat.
She said hi, everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody in the club getting tips.
I meant in Atlanta. She was there.
Well, that's
okay.
right. You went to Atlanta, didn't you?
Yeah, and I didn't say hi to her either. I was being incognito, just trying to creep people out. It worked.
So how was that as you know, not one of the organizers of it?
I'm going to walk a very careful path here with my comments. I had a lot of fun at the Atlanta meetup. I enjoyed going to the Atlanta meetup. There were a lot of fun things that happened at the meetup. There were people that I was glad that I met there.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
I missed out on the
There's-
whole thing
there's
because.
been a lot of controversy over it too. So
Well, I'm not going to blame. Okay, so ignoring people's real names and everything, I'm not going to blame Chase on Two Wheels or I Am Ramakin. You know, they're the main organizers of it. I'm not going to blame them for the crash. It was not them operating the motorcycles that were involved in the crash. So clearly, it's not their fault.
Okay, there you go, Rookser.
I didn't do it.
Rookser. No, listen up, dude. To make our meetup popular,
Oh, just crash. Yeah,
we do just a shitload of crashes.
I'm not
exactly.
volunteering for that one.
Just a shit. Well,
Someone's got to.
my bikes are fully covered.
I had mine
so
last year,
I've got
and
about
it's in the
three-
video.
I've got 3 bikes that I can sacrifice for video.
Right.
Not gonna happen though.
So, did you or
The
did you not
YouTube
want to run
disease,
my
man.
KTM?
I mean, I could bring Fizzer if I just put a battery in her, and I could lay her down. She's already been laid down once. She broke my collarbone though, so
Yeah, to answer the question that Stealth put over in the sidebar, and the same thing that I was kind of getting to, the drama about it is because there was a crash, there was some fairly severe injuries in the crash, and some people are blaming the rider that crashed into the stopped person, some people are blaming the stopped person for the crash, some people are blaming the overall riding in the group. There are some fairly notably named bloggers that made videos that said because of that ride and how things went that day, not just because of the crash, because of other stuff they saw, they will not be participating in that group ride next year or any other large group ride like that. You know, and I'm one of those people. I'm not saying I'm a notable blogger, but I'm one of those people that went there and I experienced this 600-person mob ride, and I said, okay, that's the last time I do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because,
yeah, there is this such thing as a too big.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I look at it this way: there were 600 bikes there. Something's gonna happen, and as far as whose fault it is, I'm not gonna place fault because it's A, it's not worth my time. B, it's not worth my name being thrown into the mix of, oh, this guy thinks that, this guy, whatever. My stance is it's going to happen with that many people. I'm honestly surprised there was only that one.
Yeah, I was too. I'm sorry.
And
So,
the organizers and big name motovloggers were not directly involved with it. They organized the meet, but they did not cause or have anything directly involved in doing in that accident. And that's all it was an accident.
was this a monster group ride, though? I mean,
600 bikes.
650-ish.
it is the organizers had something to do with it. Yes, I think they did.
So
because-
devil's advocate. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you don't have 600 bikes in one ride. That's insane.
Yeah.
So what about the
and
cross
you can-
country thing?
What's that?
The ride to the wall.
The ride to the wall.
I disagree with that too. I had a Victory Vegas a long time ago. I thought I was going to be a cruiser guy because everybody said, "Why are you riding that Japanese shit?" So I bought that and I went on a big Victory meet and we went into this big convoy. It wasn't that many. Victory wasn't a big name, but there was probably 60, 70 bikes, and I bailed halfway through it. I said, "This is just dangerous. This is stupid." When you go to like a MSTA meeting, a group ride, they break down into max 6 riders in a group, maximum. And you do your ride, and then maybe another group takes off a little bit later and rides late. You don't have 600 bikes in a row. You just don't do it. It's insane. But that's me. I'll
So
shut up
what-
now.
What I was going to say about devil's advocate was actually it's an agreement with you in a sense that just the law of averages says that you put 1,000 bikes somewhere. Statistically speaking, the odds are very likely that someone's going to make a mistake and there'll be a crash. Whether or not people are going too fast, whether or not they have low or high riding skill, whether or not their bikes are all well maintained. I mean, you can have a mechanical failure of a bike causing a crash with that many people around, and it could be totally unpredictable.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
You
and
could
then
have
you
a
bring
car try and pull out into the group because they're annoyed that it takes so long for that many bikes to get by. I mean,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of things like that. But ignoring all of that, I don't know if there was a discussion with the people that were supposed to be, like, so basically what happened is the police escort would pull up to an intersection, block traffic, and then a couple bikes would pull off to the side to hold traffic. Then the police and the rest of the group would follow through, and those people stayed there until the group passed, and then they would rejoin the group. And what happened was somebody that was stopped got struck by somebody that was in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And what I don't know is what the safety discussion was with those that were organized into being the guys stopping traffic. I don't know if they were given instructions. I don't know what those instructions were. I don't know what the police talked to all of them about. I wasn't privy to any of that, so I can't comment on that. All I know is that there's a lot of controversy, and there's two sides to it. There's two very clear sides. Some people are saying it's, the guy who stopped fault because he was on the edge of traffic. Other people saying the other guy was going too fast and he couldn't see. And then some people are arguing, well, that guy, could have seen, but there were guys in front of him, so it's not really anyone's fault. And it's like, look, there's two. This is the thing I've said, is that there's two parties that can comment on fault in this: police and insurance, because they're the only two parties that are actually qualified to make a claim. The insurance
now play devil's advocate. The guy who is stopped, it doesn't matter. The guy who's riding should have been in control of his bike, regardless.
Yeah, and that's the police. The insurance can make a determination on who they think is at fault, and the police, in 100% of cases, whether or not someone is stopped in a lane of travel is irrelevant. The police always will tell you that you're responsible for your own forward momentum.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter if you had no visibility. If you had no visibility, then you were riding too fast for conditions. You should have been going slower. Like, there is no situation that the police would not ticket you for that. So.
Well, they had cops too, eh? They had there
was a police escort.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to big rides and stuff, my experience, I have blocked traffic before, so I've been in that situation. I don't completely agree with the person who was stopping traffic doing that with a passenger on the back. I think that is, I don't agree with that, because every time I ride with a passenger, I ride a little bit slower than I usually do. I don't take turns the way I'm usually do, things like that, the obvious things. And I'm not going to stop in front of a bunch of cars to tell them to stop and endanger not just my life. I don't mind endangering my life. That's why I ride a motorcycle. But the person on the back, I'm not going to accept responsibility for, or I don't want to accept responsibility for that. So I don't agree with that. Now, I did see the footage. The person that hit them did look down beforehand at something, who knows what, and and then hit them subsequently. And the person in front of him passed on the left side, on the outside of the blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So that might have thrown the other rider off in his judgment.
Yeah. And if you watch the full thing, there was two guys in front of him. One passed on the right, and the other guy passed on the left, and then he was the third guy, and he came up and struck him.
And that would have blocked his view anyway, even if he hadn't been looking at his bike. So, I mean, it is what it is. The biggest group I've ever ridden in was about no. It was about 400 or 500 bikes. And it was a charity ride. And it was the worst time of my life. We had a police escort, and, we had blockers and stuff like that. And it was 20 mile an hour through Louisville, and it sucked because it was in the middle of summer last year. It was terrible.
Why is that even fun to ride?
It wasn't.
Well, here's the whole thing. You have to blame me.
Oh yeah, I always blame Sarge.
Yeah, blame Sarge for everything that went wrong.
There is another ride that Sarge was responsible for all the crashes in. The last big big group ride, literally the largest group ride I'd been on before this recent Atlanta meetup was every year in Kansas City. We had a big ride that we called Bikers for Babies, and it was a March of Dimes charity event. We would get
I remember that video. That video was how long?
Well, yeah, so the videos you've seen of that were me standing at the exit of the speedway, just recording all the bikes leaving to go on the ride. The first year I went, I actually rode on the ride with about 10,000 other people. And that was the most disorganized, chaotic thing I've ever been part of in my life. And I was like, I'm going to get killed if I do that again, so I'm not going to. And then the subsequent 2 years after that, all I did was I'd do the charity thing, and I then would stand at the exit of the speedway and just record thousands and thousands of motorcycles passing. It'd be like a 30-minute video of people leaving.
Well, Sarge, I will say this. For our meetup, let's learn from everybody else's mistakes.
Well, yeah, I don't think you can.
We can try to, we can take more precautions, but, I mean, there's no way to permanently or, definitely avoid something. There's just more precautions.
Because you're dealing with individuals, and it is really, really hard to do. Because I've been in those charity rides on the Connie, and Dodge knows this, and anyone else that had owned a Concourse 1400, it wants to go. It just, and you get tired of being held up. You just want to do your own thing, and that's where
been there.
That's where, especially if you're on a sport bike and you're in the parade lap kind of thing, and you just want to go. But then again,
it's like Fooligan when he did that parade, because he just put up a video about, he was in a parade for something, and they're sitting there on their Groms doing wheelies and stuff like that, which to me is perfectly fine because they opened up an area in the parade section and did that, and they practice wheelies all the time, so they did it somewhat safely. Police didn't care too much about it, but it's kind of like that. Yeah, you mentioned the parade. That's what reminded me of it. And yeah, you're going a slow speed. When I did that ride it was Camp Quality, I think. Yeah, Camp Quality for terminal cancer kids.
Oh.
And it was, like I said, 20 mile an hour the whole time. We went all around Louisville, and it was terrible because it was hot. I'm on a sport bike. My buddy's on his R1. So he had it even worse because that thing wanted to throttle back quick. And we ended up breaking off and just meeting everybody at the end.
So, I mean, but I've
organizing is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
To spit it out, man.
I don't watch these guys that you're talking about.
Okay.
But are the majority of their followers younger people? Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they're up there in the 3, 4, 5, and 600K subs.
So they got young people. Okay.
Yeah, and they do a lot of motovlogs, kind of like what parts of mine are, where it's rage or stupidity, stuff like that.
I think he's looking at more or less the demographics of.
Oh yeah.
What these people are watching. Mainly it's new viewers.
I'm surprised more
13 to 20-some-year-old.
Yeah, I'm surprised that more things didn't happen.
Actually. That's what I said earlier. I'm out of what was it? Brandy said there were 569 rides or people on the ride, and with that many people on a ride, I don't know how long it was. But even going on the freeway and going through red lights and everything like that, I am thoroughly impressed that only one thing happened.
Yeah, if you look at it from that point of view, it's amazing. Really, I mean, that's pretty good statistics. You get 600.
Okay, well, taking all this into consideration, what are we gonna do? I know we're big time vloggers.
Well, you're probably gonna have like 100,000 there, so.
Oh, easily.
So you guys are doing fill me in so I can try and help speak intelligently on this. Otherwise, I'm just going to be saying words that won't make any sense. You got an Ohio meetup.
We're going to that one, but
okay.
We're also going to hold one of our own.
Is this the same one that got canceled last year because it was raining and nobody told anyone that it was being canceled?
No.
Oh.
Is this what the Kentucky Fried Meetup is?
This is
Kentucky Fried Meetup is.
What? Fried. It's in August. It's hot.
Well, yeah.
So and the rain will just evaporate.
Exactly. So yeah, me and Rooks are I've been meddling about. We'll talk about more of this tomorrow. Of course, we got a mandate tomorrow.
Bro day. Woo!
Bro, woo!
You freaking Mannies.
Full grown.
But yeah, we're going to talk about more tomorrow. Mainly because Kentucky is not seen as a state that's kind of cool to hang out, and really it is.
Oh yeah, there's
a
lots
lot.
of.
There's a lot to do here. A lot of places to see, go and do, and I like. I don't know. I also talked to Rookser about this earlier. You see a lot of people riding around with GoPros and cameras on their helmets and stuff like that.
Those are the worst.
I know,
Damn
right?
them.
Are they?
That's why I started. That's why I started spamming people. I give them my business card.
But yeah, I mean, you don't see any of their stuff up around you.
Maybe you're just not looking hard enough.
Oh, they're right next to me. I'm like, dude.
I mean,
I'm like, dude, here's my panties.
I throw my bra at them all the time. But I mean, I've put in YouTube search Louisville motovloggers and nothing shows up. Actually, I don't
Sarge.
even know if I show up.
Sarge, you need to do your tags better if you're not showing up for that.
You're right. You are exactly right because
Not in Louisville.
Whoa.
I'm not.
I had to say it. I had to say it once.
You're right though. You're right. I'm not, but I am. It's considered like the Chicago area. I'm in the suburbs.
Also, my spell check usually won't let me put in motovlogger.
That's the tough. Why is my phone bent? It's fucking.
Yeah, nothing comes up under Louisville. Oh, Mr. Joel Motovlog, Louisville, get out and ride.
I'm looking at
What?
it right.
Mr.
Yeah.
Who?
Mr. Joel,
Mr. Joel motovlog.
Who the fuck is that dude?
I don't know.
25 subscribers.
His channel's
He's
weird.
got how many?
25.
He's on a 90. He's on a 93 Katana. Oh, he started riding on a 93 Katana. I don't see anything. Just a normal guy who enjoys life bikes, my family, Christ, and good times.
Oh, well, we don't want to watch him. We want to watch it. We want to watch those insult guys.
Yeah. Watch
What?
my channel.
Well, it makes you kind of wonder though. Did any of those douchebags watch my shit? Probably not.
Right?
Probably not. You didn't. I know you didn't.
What, me?
You.
I watched your. As soon as I found out about you, I started watching your stuff.
I had to let you know.
I've been watching you for years.
Years.
I've been fapping to you. Watching you for years. I'm watching one of this guy's videos to find out where he's at. I don't recognize this area.
Oh, you know that's the crazy thing. Besides Dodge, okay, we got Dodge.
There's some guy named Rexer. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
No edits. This guy's just like one constant clip, and that's it.
But yeah, what was I getting at? Oh. No? Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That sounded fun.
Just knocked something down on my disc.
Louisville, Kentucky motovlog.
How come I say Louisville Motovlogger and I get bad drivers of Northern California?
Apparently, even I don't show up on the first page for Raleigh Motovlogger.
Oh.
Okay, so Ian 187 shows up like the sixth one down for Louisville, Kentucky motovlog.
He's not even, dude. He's like,
Dude, Dan is 7 down or 8 down. Yeah, 7 down.
Louisville KY Jelly Motovlogger.
oh, I gotta redo my tags.
KY comes in exactly.
KY, 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 KY.
Hey, I'm the second one down, meeting fellow
What?
Kentucky motovloggers.
You're the
KY.
first one if I put in Louisville KY.
Oh, you bitch! bitch. Okay, so tomorrow what we're doing is a dual vlog. I don't know if you guys are watching or in the panel. Rookser's coming down here.
It might be a triple of
Oh, M6.
M6 might want to do it.
A new vlogger in Louisville. They're coming down. We're doing pizza.
Actually, I'm keeping the Louisville title. I'll give M6 Hillview.
Hillview? What the fuck is Hillview?
Well, he lives in Bullitt County.
I understand that, but you get the KY, you get the Hillview.
Sorry, M6. Okay, I'll let you keep Louisville.
This is what we're going to do tomorrow is actually the first time that myself and Rookser met up. I gave my footage to him because he didn't think we had audio, and thanks to Dodge Rider and a really bunch of other cool motovloggers, I run the backpack on my GoPro, and so I get audio back and forth, no matter what.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, Rookser stole.
Reappropriated.
Borrowed
I'm not giving it back.
all my footage. So what we can do when we get back or while we're there is to swap video, and so everybody has hopefully some really cool video to share on their channel.
Yeah, M6, take a flash disk with you or a thumb drive or a hard drive or something with you that we can hook up, or I can, because I'm going to take my...
M6 is M6 got a Senna?
Yeah, he's got a Senna.
He'll be in it.
Senna 20. Yeah. So I'm going to... And we got to teach M6 how to operate his GoPro. So he might need to borrow one of your batteries, one or two of your batteries.
What?
He's only got one. He's getting there.
Well, what GoPro does he have though?
4.
Oh,
wait a second. It's Friday night.
I've got 3.
Friday night.
No, wait. You're supposed to do your hangouts on Saturday night. Why are we doing this tonight?
Why not?
That's my fault.
Because fireworks are tomorrow night.
You guys have me totally screwed up. I was thinking there's one more day left in the weekend. I was like, what is wrong with? Why does it feel like this has been such a short weekend?
You wanted it. You didn't mess me up. You wanted it. Dodger's like, don't you do those hangouts anymore?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Well, I didn't answer you, but
I'm sorry. I didn't know what day it was.
I don't know what day it is either.
I work like 7 days a week. I have no idea if it's a weekday or a weekend. It's like that scene from Big Lebowski. He's like, is it a weekday?
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't know.
I just watched that again a couple.
Does it matter?
Not for me.
I'll bring Sarge. I'm gonna bring instead of bringing my backpack because that thing's terrible on my shoulder. I'm gonna bring my hard drive. So we'll just put the footage on that. I'll give you my footage and stuff like that.
Is this all gay references?
Yes.
Hard drive and.
Oh, I'm gonna bring my hard drive.
This time he's gonna share. He's gonna share.
Gotta go. Hit you up in the morning. Gotta get back to dropping the transmission out of the Nice. That sounds like fun.
Oh.
All right. I'll talk to you in the morning, M6. I kind of inadvertently did his face reveal.
Got one sensitive question. Is there a negative motovlogger hater on YouTube? As I notice, it seems a trend that all videos will have a thumb down. No, I thumb down Sarge just cause.
Oh, I have like 4 automatic haters. That everything. Yeah, I mean.
You're nobody till you have a hater. So.
Oh yeah. But,
I mean, for mine, I'm in the same boat as Dodge. It's an automatic 4.
You know, it's funny.
3 to 4. I don't know where they come from.
I remember when I got my first one. I remember which video it was. There was a turning point. I made videos. Nobody cared. Then I made a video where I was talking about the new Mustang GT having a 5-liter engine. And everybody lost their mind because I talked about it like 6 months before the car came out. So they got all pissy at me that I wasn't showing the car in the video, and that video got tons of thumbs down. And every video I've posted since then has had like an automatic thumbs down or two, like the instant I posted.
I've had 2 haters so far, and I've already shut them down. That's just on my YouTube. I've got plenty of them on my Twitch.
I've had the same when I did my was it the Concourse 1400 versus Mustang in the wet, and we took off from a red light. Of course, Connie's got traction control. I sped away from that car stupidly, and oh my God, the haters just came.
Stealth. The new Mustangs, they do have true 5-liter engines. The older Mustangs, the 80s Mustangs, they were not true 5.0s. They were actually 4.9s or 4.8s, something like that. And they actually got in a whole lot of trouble over that, which is when they went to the 4.6. But now they've actually changed the displacement to where they can say 5.0. But I did see a new Mustang with a 302 sticker and 5.0 and wanted to approach them and say, "You, sir, are an idiot."
Okay, let me help you out. Here's what you're missing. Let me put it in the language that Stealth can understand.
Oh,
Mustangs have 5 boxes under the hood. Each Fox is 1.0 Foxes, so 5 Fox units per Mustang. Do you follow him on Facebook and all his and Instagram and his YouTube and all his little Fox pictures?
No.
Oh. It would be funnier to you if you did follow them, because then you'd.
I'd probably be in the floor. I don't want to look just yet. I don't want to fall on camera.
Yes, Stealth. That many Foxes.
So wait, the Fox body Mustang was not a true 5.0.
No, and that's why they called it a Fox body, because they were an imitation. But the new one is a true Fox Mustang because it has 5 Foxes. That's what it's about.
But why'd they call it the Coyote?
Well, everyone knows that foxes, coyotes. I mean, they're close cousins. It's all about the the party action.
Yeah, they're like third cousins, so it's legal.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to watch Stealth's videos, and he talks about foxes and furry things and tail, and I just get all confused.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
So we got M6 coming down tomorrow. We got you coming down tomorrow.
Wait, where are you guys meeting tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, you're doing like one of those like one-day meetup things.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like just hanging out.
But look,
it's kind of like this, but in real life.
You're planning a bigger one, right?
Where's it going to be?
No. We're planning an actual like meetup. Like people subscribe, subs and other motovloggers, riders, whatever can come. Tomorrow's just like us 3 just hanging out.
Okay. So with the bigger one you're planning, when is that?
August.
Mid to late August.
Dog days.
And where?
Kentucky?
I thought you said Ohio.
No, that one's July 16th.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're going up
in
in July.
But you said Kentucky. Where in Kentucky?
We
don't
know
know
yet. We got the name. That's pretty
Rabbit
much
hash.
Okay, so you've narrowed it down to a whole state. Got it.
We narrowed it down to a state and a month.
Let's put it this way. I've redefined what a nice day ride is, and for me, a nice day's ride actually does involve being in the Smoky Mountains. And I live in Raleigh, and it's 5 hours away from me. So it's not that much for me to go, a nice day's ride to Kentucky. I can see that happening.
It's not too bad. I mean, hang out in real life, that's a new concept, right? In the days of the internet, it is a new concept.
It is.
I was going to say
Self-invited.
something that was very relevant, but I forgot. And I'm going to blame it on Dodge this time. I'm going to give Sarge a break. It's
Thank
Dodge.
you.
So it's not going to be like Paducah, is it?
No. And I've got a funny thing. Kentucky is the only state with a city named after a sound that you hear in a porta-john. Paducah.
Ba-dum-dum.
So we were on a road trip, and we were coming down 24 highway.
I couldn't do this
And,
sound effects fast enough.
But
We were on a road trip. We were coming down 24 highway, and we were on our way, like headed out towards Nashville and everything. And we could not have planned this. It was actually, we were coming from Kansas, and we were coming out to North Carolina for my sister's wedding. And as we crossed over, was it the Ohio River there, into Paducah? You're crossing that long, nice bridge and everything. As we crossed over, whatever FM radio station we were on turned off of classic rock and switched over to literally banjo music as we were entering the state of Kentucky.
I know exactly.
It literally happened.
I've done the exact same thing because I was listening to that radio station when I was coming back from Kansas one night. It was... Fuck, what radio station was that? I've slept since then, so I don't remember it.
Ride faster, I hear banjos.
All right.
Dude, we are going tomorrow is phenomenal.
Oh, so you've eaten there?
I'm not eating there. I'm not, never, ever.
Well, how do you know it's
And
phenomenal?
how do you know it's good? Yeah.
No, as far as the views, the vista.
Oh,
the
the
vista
vista.
of the views.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Awesome picture.
Pictures,
That's
Sarge. Rookser.
So, like, Instagram picture or eye candy picture?
Eye candy.
Oh, definitely.
Because, I mean, that's the only thing I like about working downtown is the spring, summer, and fall eye candy.
Oh, that kind of eye candy.
Yeah, like Wings and Rings eye candy?
No, there won't be any of that, but there'll be bike candy.
So it's going to be nice tooth?
Yeah. Teeth is.
What was it you said about the family reunion? What do you get in a family reunion in Kentucky?
A full set of teeth. Oh, well, guys, look, I hate to do it, but I'm going to stop the live feed. We'll hang out for a bit more, but I got to get off here, and because I have actually things to do tomorrow before meeting up with that guy, Patrick Rookser, dude, something. I'm debating on which bike I'm taking tomorrow. That's tough.
Take the mini.
It's dude. I actually did a video for guys that I kept getting the same question: how fast will it go? And it's 36 miles an hour.
Huh.
It'll only do 36. Govern. Ungoverned, it will wreck my arm, crush my ribs, and something else. I don't know. But all I know is it hurt for like a month.
So are you planning a ride with your meetup later in August? Or
Yeah,
are you just planning like a one-day meetup thing?
Maybe a ride.
Well,
I mean,
we'll hash things out tomorrow.
yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so I know where you need to stay then.
Where do I need to stay?
Well, you're thinking of a good place to have the meetup, and I'm thinking like somewhere on the east side of Lexington. That way you can create a nice ride loop through West Virginia, and then drop down into Tennessee and come back up.
Yeah, the Daniel Boone National Forest area would be awesome.
I've only ridden through it once, and it was raining, semis, cats, dogs, atom bombs, large buses. I mean, it was raining so bad you couldn't see anything, and it was dark.
What's up, Wiz?
All right, so I'm going to end this right now.
Okay.
Sorry, Wiz.
Yeah, we're going off live, but we can have the little side chat. I appreciate everyone coming in tonight. Really do. Rookser, we got to talk some more. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dodge, great having you.
Nice meeting you, Dodge.
Same
Oh,
thing
come
with
on.
Motocron. Yeah,
Thank you.
I think he fell asleep. No, there he is.
You're right. There goes my pants again.
Oh yeah, baby.
But yeah, we'll talk to you guys hopefully next weekend. Can we do it? Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. So, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Bye.
It still says live.
I
It
know.
does.